Imagine a geoengineering project of unimaginable scale. A hypothetical technology, a vortex, a portal, a pump of impossible power, activates at the deepest point on our planet, the Mariana Trench. Its purpose? To drain every last drop of water from Earth's oceans. This is the reality Prism, and today we're running a thought experiment on what would happen if we pulled the plug on our own planet. The oceans define our world, covering over 70% of its surface. To truly grasp the scale, forget swimming pools. Imagine all the land masses of Earth, every continent from Asia to Antarctica, submerged under a single unified ocean more than a kilometer deep. We're talking about 1.3 billion cubic kilometers of water. Even with a portal the size of a football stadium, the natural flow would take millennia to empty it. But for our scenario, let's say our technology is powerful enough to drain it all in 60 seconds. What would that minute look like? For anyone on the water, the experience would be pure terror. In the first few seconds, swimmers and boaters in shallow coastal waters would feel the sea vanish beneath them, followed by a sudden jarring impact with the newly exposed seabed, a fall that would be disorienting and likely fatal. But for ships in the deep ocean, the fate would be far more spectacular and horrifying. A massive cruise liner, floating serenely 4 kilometers above the ocean floor, would suddenly find itself in a terrifying freefall through empty air. Its 30-second plummet would end in a cataclysmic impact, shattering its hull into a wreckage of twisted metal. Within the first minute, this scene would be repeated across the globe for every tanker, carrier, and vessel on the high seas. And the marine life? The sky would darken with the silhouettes of the ocean's giants. Whales, sharks, and dolphins would be pulled from their world into ours, falling thousands of meters to their doom. It would be a grotesque reign of life, ending in an instant. For the creatures of the deep, their world would simply vanish down the drain. But the immediate chaos is just the prelude. The true nightmare begins once the water is gone. Our oceans are the planet's life support system in 2 critical ways. First, they are our global thermostat. Through a vast network of currents, a planetary heat pump, they circulate warm equatorial water toward the poles and return cold water to the tropics. This is what prevents the equator from boiling and the poles from plunging into an unsurvivable freeze. Without it, global climate regulation would instantly cease. Second, the oceans are the primary engine of the global water cycle. Their evaporation is what forms clouds, which then deliver life-giving rain to the continents. The moment the oceans disappear, the Earth begins to die. Our planet would instantly become a desolate desert. The concept of rain would become a distant memory. You might think our lakes and rivers could sustain us, but they represent a mere 3% of the planet's water. With 97% of Earth's water gone, this tiny remainder would be nowhere near enough to maintain the water cycle. A terrifying planetary timeline would begin. Within days, the remaining pools of fresh water would rapidly evaporate under a relentless sun. Without a source of hydration, human civilization would crumble into chaos as billions of people and animals begin to die of thirst. Within weeks, the planet's green lungs would suffocate. Without water, plant life would start to wither and decay on a global scale. Within months, the world's forests, now reduced to tender dry kindling, would begin to ignite. Spontaneous wildfires, sparked by lightning or the sun's heat, would merge into continent-spanning firestorms. Within years, most of the world's biomass would be reduced to ash. These global bonfires would consume the atmosphere's oxygen, replacing it with unbreathable carbon dioxide. For any remaining human survivors, the air itself would become poison, and the temperatures would scorch the surface. In the end, Our vibrant blue marble would be rendered sterile, a scorched, oxygen-starved rock with a runaway greenhouse effect orbiting the sun. In every meaningful way, Earth would become its twin sister, Venus, cooked, silent, and dead. It's a stark reminder that the very oceans that seem to separate our continents are in fact the one system that truly holds our world together.